Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. I do want to talk about this. First of all, shout out to URL. Shout out to RAREBREED Entertainment. Shout out to all y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all kind of seeing what's going on right now. And I see the fans' reactions to it. And they kind of like, yo, like, how's URL suing RBE? How's this even going down? This is crazy. Why would they do this? This isn't for the culture. This isn't. What is y'all, like, bruh? What is y'all talking about, bruh? You know what I'm saying? This is business. This has nothing to do with somebody's feelings. This has nothing to do with none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is just a situation where URL is exercising the law, you know, and basically what they're suing RBE for is torturous interference. You know what I'm saying? Whether you think it's right or wrong, this is what's going down. You know, so RBE is feeling like, yo, y'all, what you guys are doing over there on RAREBREED Entertainment, it's like a couple of different things. You know, one thing is they feel like they're interfering with their contracts. You know what I mean? Like, so URL basically was trying to book Daylight for something, you know what I mean? Or at least had him under contract to where he could battle for them, you know, and then RBE finds out, allegedly, and this is what they do, they end up booking Daylight for King Los. You know what I'm saying? So that situation happens knowing that Daylight's under contract. You know, they go ahead and do that anyway. Some people say, yo, like, I'm not saying they knew, I'm just saying allegedly. This is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, so if people say, yo, like, why don't they sue Daylight? They can. Like, if they felt like, yo, like, you are in breach of contract, they can do that. But this opens up a way for them to go out after the people that they probably been wanting to go after for a while. You know, so how I'm looking at this is probably a little bit different than a lot of people. I don't know if y'all remember when RAREBREED Entertainment, or ARP, he put out the blog on URL. It's basically a blog on Beasley, you know, and he's detailing like different things, specific things. And he's also talking about battles being blocked and this, that, and the third. And he basically wages war on the URL, right? Fast forward it, now we're in this situation. They're also alleging that RAREBREED Entertainment, what they're doing is they're trying to get access to the battlers' contracts so that they can figure out ways to manipulate situations to where they can monopolize off of the battler, booking the battler, and end up hurting the league, like, as a result, hurting the URL as a result of their manipulation tactics and trying to book these battles, even though they know these people are under contract. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? If that's true. But what that tells me is that battle rappers are running back to the URL and they're saying like, yo, ARP like wants to see the contract and ARP is doing this and he's still trying to book us and he's still trying. Like, people don't realize, I'm going to say something else, but people don't realize just how a lot of these battlers are, bro. You know, you think, oh, because of the street talk and all this, you don't think they just running back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, being weasels and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, or maybe they just feel like, yo, like, I'm with URL and this is kind of shady. Let them know what's going on, because this is a shady way of trying to compete with URL, my home, you know what I mean? Home league or where I'm at right now. You know, or maybe they just doing it as a tactic to try to renegotiate contracts. I don't know. For whatever reason, it's got to be battlers who were about to do business over there running back and letting them know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or at least that they've been inquiring about the contracts. You see what I'm saying? So this is like directly trying to compete and technically could potentially hurt URL in the future, you know? So URL is saying like they wanted to book Daylight like around September for something, but he ended up doing the battle with them. And then you got to also think about all the marketing and promotion that URL can say that they had involved with Daylight because he was under contract with the URL. And like all of this is kind of like a wash, you know what I mean? Because he ends up battling over there and it ends up hurting the URL like in a long run, you know what I'm saying? To the point where it doesn't even make sense for them to be booking him in September. You know, so I don't know. This was all alleged. I'm just a blogger. I'm just speculating. This is just what it sounds like. I also want to talk about this. You know what I mean? I put up a blog, and reason why I took it down is I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. You know, so basically what the blog was saying, you know, and this came from DME Detroit. So DME Detroit put out a blog, right? And in the blog, he's specifying and showing the views for Caffeine. You know what I mean? Like what they do every month. They show on the website, and the whole website as a collective, not just URL, just the whole website. This is like people just clicking, going to Caffeine, you know, and he's showing like in the month of November, they only had like 299,000 people or 300,000 people watch the whole website in the month of November, you know, and then it also shows, and this is like what it is. So it's also showing in the month of October, there's like 350,000 people that watch it. You got to think, this is a Drake event. This is, you know, all these relationship channels, all this poker, whatever they doing, all of these gaming channels, everything, all these battlers on their podcast, all this is only bringing in this much traffic in the month of October. All this marketing, all this is the only traffic that they're bringing in October. You know what I'm saying? But as a collective on the website, it's 350,000 in October, which is crazy. That's like no views. Like people don't realize that. Like, and this is not to boost bloggers. I'm just saying bloggers do over 1 million views. Like, you know what I'm saying? Collectively on their channel, 800 to 1 million views, 700,000 to 1 million views, 600,000 to 1 million views a month. You know what I'm saying? That's like regular. That's not even like, you know, so with that showing, like that's not, those are low views. You know, and what I'm saying bloggers do, I'm talking about our channels, all our videos, people are watching. You know what I'm saying? You might get 300, 400,000, not even blogging because people are going back and watching the old blogs, or people just get hip to you, or new people coming in a battle rap and they just watching like old material. Some people like to go back and watch old blogs. This is what it is. Numbers don't lie. So it's showing that they really don't, Caffeine don't really get views like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what DME Detroit is putting out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying that about the bloggers, but he's basically showing the numbers. This like kind of get people mad. You know what I'm saying? I put up a post on Twitter, and this is why I think a lot of this is coming from. I could be wrong. I'm just speculating. I'm a blogger. You know what I'm saying? So I put up a tweet, right? And this is just, I'm going to tell y'all why I think this is kind of, so I put up a tweet, and it's basically saying like URL, you know, for the whole month of you know, whatever month, you know what I'm saying, November, this is the views that they get, like 300,000, right? If RBE drops 3 battles, they're going to do more views than URL and Caffeine as a whole would do for the whole month. You know what I'm saying? I put that out there. I also said something like, I think I said like Charlie Clips versus Big K did more views than 3 months on Caffeine. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the whole, like, you know what I'm saying? So Anwar gets on there. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, well, you know, you can't, this is what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, well, no, what they're not saying is the numbers can be manipulated, and like, you know, you have to compare the live experience from like the YouTube to like Caffeine or a pay-per-view. Like, what did you talk? Like, bruh, what did you even, wait a minute. What is you doing, bruh? So Anwar gets on there, right? And so when Anwar gets on there trying to be the company man, defend Caffeine, he's not realizing that you have other platforms like Twitch, you know what I'm saying, that gets billions of views, like, you know what I'm saying, in a month, like 1 billion views like in a month. And then you got YouTube, which people clicking on the website, you know what I mean, it's getting billions of views like a month. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really quantify like what the websites are doing, you're saying? You kind of can. You know what I'm saying? You just look and it shows you like YouTube gets billions and billions of views a month. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same. You know what I mean? So like what I'm saying is Caffeine as a whole, viewership isn't as big as it was. And since January, I think they're down like I think like almost half, you know what I'm saying? And then it's also half of viewership. And it's also showing like just within, you know what I mean? Like I think it was October and November, they're down like 30 something percent. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of crazy. So the views are down. So URL overall, they've been watching the Caffeine analytics, I'm sure. You know, and then they see Rare Breed Entertainment. They're taking their artists. They're doing battles. They're throwing them up on YouTube. They're getting views from it. This is in turn can really like make Caffeine think like, yo, like why are we investing in a URL law like this when all these other leagues are getting similar views? You know what I'm saying? Or getting more views than what the URL is able to produce right now.
Message.
You know, so that could be a situation. I'm just speculating that could be a situation. I'm not saying like the tweet I made, you know what I'm saying, made them do this. I'm just saying like when they are looking at the numbers like all year, you know, and then they see this and they're dropping the battles, you know what I'm saying? And then they see like, yo, they going behind their back. They trying to get our artists. They doing this allegedly, you know, all this could be a reason as to why they would want to do a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? And you dropping blogs on them and, you know what I'm saying, you constantly talking about them. They gon' respond, you know, and people say, oh, well, Geechee and Math Hoffa, like they ended up doing a battle on URL, you know, Rare Breed Entertainment could have sued them. They could have filed. You know what I'm saying? They could have been the first to, like they could have filed if they felt like that was the situation. But at the end of the day, it was Geechee under contract.
Message.
You know what I'm saying? During that time, you know what I'm saying? Or Averb and the situation with Iron Solomon, was Averb under contract? Maybe, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But if Rare Breed would have felt like they were slighted in that situation, they could have sued. You know what I mean? It's business. It's not necessarily personal, but business can get personal. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, Rare Breed, they could have exercised some things on their own, you know, but it is what it is. It's business. So what URL is suing for is torturous interference. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I mean? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below about this. I think it's crazy. It's too many lawsuits going on, too much all this, but it's business. You know what I'm saying? You can't fault Smack Beasley. You don't know if Caffeine is telling them like, yo, like, what is this? Like, you supposed to be like, we thinking y'all about to book Daylight. This happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? We seeing him battling King Los. We just heard Drake say in an audio recording that he didn't book Daylight versus Lux because of the performance that Daylight had against King Los. Y'all remember this?
Yeah, I was just curious. I mean, I'm just sitting here watching the RBE shit, the Calico Hitman shit, but I was just wondering, like, what battles do you think need to be seen? Because I just feel like I like, you know, the friendly shit. Like, I watched the Los and Daylight shit, and it's cool, but it just felt like a practice session or something. It just didn't feel like, I don't know. I just can't get with the, like, holding back friendly shit, you know?
We heard the, you know what I'm saying, the audio with that. You know what I'm saying? So tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying? And then Rare Breed Entertainment, they take the audio and they throw it out on Instagram so everybody can hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people not seeing everything that's happening on both sides. They just look at the URL and they get mad. You know what I'm saying? But it could just be like a culmination of things that could have just made them like, yo, we filed. You know what I mean? We was about to do Lux versus Daylight. This could have been a way for us to do it, like with the Drake card, not have to bear all that expense. You know what I'm saying? It could have been on Drake, but it could have been on the URL. Now he don't even want to touch the battle because he just battled King Los. You know what I'm saying? And Daylight battling King Los wasn't a great battle. You know what I'm saying? And that ended up devaluing what they could have, you know, they could have had him on the URL. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen because of that. So it's like all different types. We could just speculate. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean one thing is right, one thing is wrong. It's just business at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I will tell y'all this. The views are not what people think on Caffeine. And like when I tell you it's 300,000 like views, like, you know, they got Caffeine as a whole in November, that's worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So when you break it down to like the United States, they ain't getting that many views, bro. You know what I'm saying? Caffeine as a whole, like in the United States, they're getting even less views. So you got to think, like they're paying like these battle rappers like 6,000, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 allegedly just to go live. And they can't even generate interest, you know what I'm saying, for people that go to Caffeine. You know what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of battlers are just like, they're taking the Caffeine footage and they're dumping it on YouTube so that they can double monetize, you know what I'm saying? Or at least get some visibility for the work that they did, because they're not getting any visibility on Caffeine, you know, which is crazy. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I just want everybody to get along. That's all I want. But it's floating around and people are finding out about it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.